Alright gang, tonight we're making a little late night spaghetti carbonara. Got our boiling water, here goes the spaghetti. I know it's not fresh spaghetti, I do make fresh pasta sometimes, but that doesn't mean it's any worse or any better. For this particular application, I like dried batter. On the side here, I'm also going to get some garlic, olive oil, and chili flakes lightly warmed. What I did earlier was in this pot where the pasta is now softening up as it gets ready for a nice long bath. You may notice the water's a little bit yellowish or green. That's because what I did was I just blanched this beautiful broccoli rabe. I blanched it a minute or two and then shocked it in ice water so it kept this nice green pigment, and then that's going to get sauteed like little Italian collard greens, if you will. Meanwhile, while our pasta's cooking, that's going to take about 8 minutes, we're going to get some eggs broke up here. And this dish is simple because the eggs will actually get cooked by the hot pasta. We're going to do about 5 eggs, about a half a cup of grated Romano, and no shells, we're good. Some parsley and lots of black pepper. This is actually named Carbonara for the pepper after the Italian coal miners who come out covered in soot. That's the pepper is sort of a tribute to them. I'm only going to put just a pinch of salt because the cheese is naturally salty, and as you know, you can add but you can never take it out. Indeed, but it's going to get distributed throughout the dish.
What was that you added?
That was about half a cup of grated Romano cheese. You can use Parmigiano, you can use Romano, whatever you want to use. In the
Is that
smelly
Romano
cheese? Not quite. In the smelly cheeses category. Now, the other thing there's a ton of in this dish is garlic. The way I make it, some people use onion, some people use garlic. And there's going to be some nice fresh parsley, which I chopped earlier, and some smoked ham. Classically, you would use pancetta, but I went to the store today and pancetta was really expensive and it was more fatty than I wanted it. So I said smoked ham will be just fine. So I've got some ham that I'm going to brown very briefly. What I'm doing is I'm just very lightly heating the garlic and oil and chilies because it's going to just kind of act as a light dressing because it's basically the broccoli rabe. The broccoli rabe is already cooked. So you see a little bit of sizzle going on, not too much. Very, very gentle bubble. You can barely see it because you do not want the garlic to turn black, barely even brown, because it goes wrong so fast. Give the pasta a little stir. Keep it from sticking together. Okay. So many beautiful things begin this way. Now I'm going to just put this aside momentarily. And this is just minced garlic. And I want just a tiny bit of the oil that it's been sitting in. Just a little bit. Little bit. A little garlic in there, that's okay. Now this ham is already cooked. I'm just going to heat it and brown it lightly. Yeah, we'll take a little bit more oil. I'm mainly doing this, yes, because it tastes good and also to keep the ham from sticking. That's what we want to hear. And something else I do once in a while is I add a little bit of chicken broth to our broccoli rabe. Just kind of gives it that little savory note. Not that garlic and oil and chilies aren't enough, but if you got it, you use it. Now this is where it gets a little tighter than I would like. Just keep the pasta moving. You don't want it to stick together because that's going to stick in your stomach and it's going to be like having a lead weight. Every time you move, it's going to be very unpleasant.
Smells really good.
We've barely done anything yet. And just a little bit of salt on that broccoli rabe.
No chunks left behind.
No, and that did not go back in the pan.
Nope.
We don't do that here!
It went in the trash. I'm a witness. And he washed his hands right after he did it. That's what you hear in the water background.
Alright, now I'm going to toss this broccoli rabe a little bit because it has been chilling, literally. The nice thing about it is I can use the water that I'm going to use the pasta, that I'm going to cook the pasta in to blanch it and shock this, and then I cook it when I'm ready. It can hang out in the fridge for a little while ahead, and as you see, we're just keeping this pasta moving, keeping it moving. Now we're not going to get a whole lot of browning on this ham, and that's okay because it's already cooked. It's got a little smokiness to it, nice flavor. I just want it hot. That's what she said. Indeed. Now I can tell this is a little bit more al dente than I'd like. I can tell from tasting it, it's about 3 minutes away from where I need it to be. We're in a good place right now. I want to take just a little bit of that water. It's hot. Add it to my rape. Now, That we can edit out. We add our minced garlic, laurel, ham, garlic oil, that's all that's in that pan. Now all we have here is eggs, cheese, and parsley, and lots of pepper, and nothing more. Our pasta is just about the right degree of al dente. Okay, this is perfect. Now things will happen fast. Just a little shake, keep it from sticking. Now, I'm not shaking all the water off of this because I want some of that hot pasta water in that bowl, in that pot. There we go. Now, it's important at this juncture to work very quickly because this hot pasta is going to cook the egg. Now we just toss it around and toss it around to coat the pasta. Only takes a couple of minutes, and you want to do it quickly or you will have scrambled eggs. Now, in just that time, we go to the bowl. And don't worry, because again, your hot pasta will cook the eggs sufficiently.
You won't get this at the Olive Garden?
You'll get something like this, only it'll be full of cream, which doesn't need to be in carbonara.
And that's it?
That's it. Tutti a tavola a mangiare. Let's eat.